Hello everyone, this is going to be a look at the Rig.rs Quickstart. So Rig allows you to create an AI agent and it's based on Rust. So this is how you get started. If you've got Rust installed, you can do cargo init my first agent, cd my first agent. That works. So what I'm going to do here is just show you a couple of the little niggles. So in fact, I'm not going to use cargo in it. Let's do cargo new. We'll call it quick. CD to quick. And next thing, we will do this, which is fine. Takes a while. It's installed in Tokyo, which handles the async side of things. Set your API key. So I'm not going to be demoing this with OpenAI because I don't give them money and I'm miserable when I use Ollama. So what we'll do is we'll take that code, step 4, we'll bypass step 3. I just want to show you the things to watch out for or to fix. So when you first run this, you'll get an error. It's because the result here is expecting anyhow, and anyhow is not being imported. Just like in Python, for instance, if you were making, a request, but you hadn't imported requests. Unresolved module. See that? So cargo adds anyhow. And now we'll do cargo run. And we'll find out what the next problem is. So environment variable not found. We've not set an OpenAI API key. But we don't want to use that anyway. So just to get running without that, we'll go to here and we'll just swap OpenAI for Ollama. Assuming you've got Ollama installed on your machine. If you haven't, just Google Ollama. Ollama basically is just a nice way to run free open source models. And then we just need to come down here onto this line. So let agent equal client.agent and then the model. So I've got llama 3.1, 8 billion parameters already installed. So now if we run this, it should take quite a while, but it will actually make the call to Ollama, and we've now got a working agent. So if we go back to the rig documentation, you'll see that line we've modified. We've modified that line. We've done cargo add anyhow. What just happened? You created a provider, authenticated with your API key. We didn't need to do that because we were using a local large language model. Selected a completion model and returned an agent builder with a preamble. The preamble is basically the prompt, or sorry, the context, and then you pass in the prompt. And then you get the full response as a string. So this is, there we go, that's a response. Question, or sorry, the actual prompt was, what is Rust programming language? And that was effectively the system prompt. So you have the system prompt and then that's like the user prompt. So that's a quick start to just get it up and running. You've got an overview, providers and clients. So there's a vast range of supported providers. Each provider, module, OpenAI, Anthropic, etc. just remember to add Tokyo, and with many of the examples you may just, or later on you might just see snippets of code. I think most of these are complete, but occasionally you may well find snippets of code where, yeah, here for instance, there's no main. So for anyone coming to this from Python, for instance, and you're not familiar with this, you need a main function to run this, just like you would in Python if you were doing it properly. So this won't run because it's basically allowing you to add Tokyo and write fn main. So this example here is adding memory. So you can build upon the example that we've just done. So we could take this and we could add that in. And then we could, that line there, after our preamble, we could add that in. So we go there. And then each conversation keeps its own isolated history. So we could replace this. So let something equal agent, then let reply equal agent.prompt. So you build your agent and then you actually use your agent. So that's quite nice. Once you've got the working example up and running that I showed you at the start of the video, basically you just told it what your name was and then you asked it what your name was. But the key thing there was that it's actually keeping track of the conversation via the conversation ID there, which is user 42. Yeah, all these examples you can add in just with these snippets, but you will need to get it up and running first off, and remember to do cargo add anyhow, and either set your client to OpenAI or Ollama or whatever provider you want. And because you use Ollama, you don't, unless you're specifying a custom port, for instance, you can just do Ollama client from _env with the parentheses. No API key needed, which is nice. So thanks for watching. That's a very quick intro to Rig.rs. And if you've used something like LangChain, which I'm sure it's improved, but in my earlier videos it was hard going. So this is a very ergonomic framework, Rig.rs. And if you, to be honest, if you haven't used Rust before, this is a nice way to get started, because most of the kind of the functions, the closures, the async stuff, it's all actually abstracted away for you. So you've got just nice APIs to work with. When I say APIs, I mean APIs of the actual framework, not necessarily APIs that you call as endpoints. There we go. So quick start, Rig.rs. Thanks for watching.